Hey, what is up guys? I'm KBHD here, and these are my first thoughts and first impressions on the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 before I even have any sort of hands-on time or I've ever touched the device. Now, I don't usually do this type of thing, but so many of you guys were asking for me to do some sort of thoughts video on the Note 3 that I figured I would do it, especially since I was kind of hyping it up a lot in my most recent videos, and I talked about it a lot on Twitter and on Facebook, and essentially, you guys wanted to know what I thought after the announcement. So now you guys know you have an input in the video selection process, so these are my first impressions of the Note 3. So overall, I like what I see. Obviously, on paper, this thing is an absolute beast of a phone, just like we expected. It has a 5.8-inch 1080p display, has 3 GB of RAM, a 2.3 GHz quad-core processor, which is insane, 32 or 64 GB of storage, and a removable back and micro SD card slot, and a 13 megapixel camera and a 3200 milliamp hour battery. That's just a little bit bigger than the old one. And of course, they always manage to fit all of this in a slightly thinner and slightly lighter body than the previous Note. Sort of like we predicted and sort of like they did with the Galaxy S4. So this is a high-end phone with a high-end price and high-end specs and a high-end design, and all of it so far looks about right. It's a high-end Galaxy Note 3. But there were some unexpected things. One is that the Note 3's camera will be able to take 4K video. That's something that the Galaxy S4 can't do, and something that really almost no other phone can do. Now, of course, I explained exactly what 4K video is in a separate explained video, so you can check that out right below the like button on this video if you want to watch that. But essentially, this is much more than 1920 by 1080 video. This video will be 3840 by 2160 and at a pretty solid bitrate too. Now, I was able to dig up a sample of it, so 4K video uploaded directly from a test unit of the Galaxy Note 3 to YouTube, and I'll have a link to that below if you want to watch it too directly. But essentially what we're seeing here is that it takes really sharp video in 4K when all the way zoomed out, and you can see it on YouTube. You'll probably be able to see it in a raw download of the file. I won't be able to judge the colors quite yet because I wasn't there when they took the video, but what I do notice is when they zoom in, it maintains a lot of that detail, and you could easily use the zoomed in footage as a 1080p video. The unfortunate thing is the Galaxy Note 3 camera does not have optical image stabilization, and that would have helped a lot with the shakiness. And it's sad because I really would have liked to have been able to use that zoomed in 4K video as a 1080p video by itself to share with people, but it's too shaky, and it would really have been really nice if it had optical image stabilization to smooth that out a lot. Now, another thing that people don't seem to be talking about all that much with the Galaxy Note 3, and understandably so because it's minor, but it's the USB 3.0. It has a new port on the bottom of the phone. It'll still work with all your backwards compatible USB cords that you already have lying around, but if you pick up one of the new, extremely ugly USB 3.0 cables, you'll be able to charge your device much faster with the new charger and transfer data between your computer much faster if you plug it in and move photos back and forth that way. So it's a new cable, it's a much faster way to charge, and overall I'm actually looking forward to that because this is a phone with a big battery that tends to take a while to charge, so I'd like to see a quick way to charge it up. Now, another thing is Samsung decided not to go with the cheap feeling plastic on the back of the Note 3. That would feel a little bit too cheap, but instead they went with a sort of a fake faux leather with stitching on the back. I'm not sure exactly if that makes it feel more premium or if that still feels really cheap. This is one of those totally subjective things that people are either going to love or hate. I'm going to have to wait until I get my hands on it. It comes in a black, a white, or a pink look. I'm probably going to pick up the black one, and ideally it'll feel better than the glossy plastic on the back of the Galaxy S4, but I'm just going to have to wait till I get my hands on it because I have no idea how a phone with a leatherette back is going to feel in my hand. And of course, since this is the Galaxy Note 3, they made a lot of improvements to their TouchWiz UI on top of Android 4.3 to make it more useful for people who like to use the stylus. So they added a lot of new features, a lot more of them with the stylus, and of course they like to name all these things. So of course you have action memos, pen windows, S-Finder, scrapbook. I'm probably not going to use any of these. I ended up not using a lot of the stylus features with the Galaxy Note 2. I did a Galaxy Note 2 revisited video like 6 months after I was first using it, and it turned out I really stopped using it as a stylus phone. I just used it as a regular big phone. So I'm feeling like it's going to be the same way with the Note 3. But either way, that's the way I see it here with the Galaxy Note 3. Again, I can't wait to get my hands on the device. The whole point is I haven't seen the device yet. I haven't held it yet. I don't know how the camera performs. I don't know how long the battery lasts. I don't know how well the device itself performs. Is it as fast as the S4 is even? Of course, it's a Snapdragon Snapdragon 800 and it's an incredible phone on paper, but I can't wait to get my hands on it and get you guys the full review and all my impressions like literally as soon as I can. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already to see videos like that and more tech coverage ahead for the next couple months of tech. This has been MKBHD. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.